Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel, Thechemogirl. Today I want to tell you guys what's going to be going on this vlog. And basically I am going to be going around Seattle interviewing a couple of people who either A, have cancer, have beat cancer, or have lost somebody to cancer. So it's going to be real emotions with real people. We're going to be face to face, but I will have my mask, so let's put that out there. Yeah, we're basically just going to educate you guys and show you guys real cancer problems and issues that people have dealt with and or are dealing with. I want to commend all these guys for coming in front of my camera and in front of my audience to tell you guys, you know, what they're going through or have went through. It's not easy. They're very brave for this. So let's get into these clips because it's really going to be good. And if you haven't already subscribe to my channel, give this channel a thumbs up, and let's get into these clips.
Hi, my name is Keisha. I'm 31 years old. And the type of cancer I have is cholangiocarcinoma, malignant neoplasm metastatic to the lung and to the lymph node.
Okay, so Keisha, when were you diagnosed and how did you find out?
So I was diagnosed, I'm just looking at my notes too, as well as you. I was diagnosed in December of 2019. The way that I found out is, of course, I went to the doctors and she was like, well, let's just run some tests for one, and then let's do like an MRI just to see. But the way that I initially was like, okay, something's up, was 3 months before that. What's that? What was that, September? So, I don't know. 3 months before that, I was at 172 pounds. And I was like, dang, I'm just losing weight. So it kept going down. And I worked in a doctor's office, so I was able to just check my weight. And as I would go on there like once a week and see, because I'm like, my clothes is getting looser. I'm more tired whenever I come home from work. I'm super tired, even though I was getting off at 3 in the afternoon. So then my weight finally, the last time I checked it, it was like 141. And that's in a 3 month span of just losing that much weight. Not something I wanted to do. So then I went to the doctors. I let her know I'm tired a lot more. My weight is drastically changing. So what is it? So then she just was like, well, let's just get an MRI done and see what's going on. And then she was like, I'm gonna refer you to an oncologist. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's something else. So then once I got there, he just let me know. He was like, you know, you do have cancer. It's at a stage 4. And we're gonna go ahead and fast track and do everything we need to do to attack this. So yeah.
So where was your cancer located on your body and did it spread?
Yeah, so it started out in my liver is where it started out, and it had spread to my lungs. So just like small nodules there on my lungs. And yeah, so I think it's just my liver and upper my lungs area.
Did you receive chemo treatment? And if you received chemo treatment, can you explain what your day was like when you finally lost your hair?
Yes, so I did receive chemo treatment. So just like I said, in December is when I found out, and I think December 10th is when I found out. December 13th is where I actually got a port put in to receive the chemotherapy. And then that week after, I think it was that week or maybe 2 weeks after that, I started therapy. The first therapy, it was horrible. I was like, from being in therapy and all the liquids that I was getting, I gained 10 pounds coming up out of there. So my body was heavy, it was uncomfortable, I felt sick, sicker than what I was feeling before. And so it took about from December actually to February, after I received the 3 medications that I'm receiving, is when my hair started falling out. So first it was just at the top, and then some patches coming in the back. And the way that I noticed was I had like a type 4 hair, and it was like super curly, and I would like massage my hair, you know, moisturize it, and then I would just see it on my hands, and I'm like, why is it just coming, like, what is going on? Why is it coming out like that? So then I asked the question, and it's like, yeah, your hair, it may fall out, it may not, and I was hoping that it wouldn't. And then just one day I woke up in the morning and went like this, just to scratch my head, and a big ball of it was out, and I was like, oh my gosh. I cried. I was at work. I had put a rag on my head to kind of, I was like, okay, maybe I could just make this work for the time being. I put a rag on my head, you know, just some little baby hair situations right here. And, but then it just kept falling out more, and I was like, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it off and just let it be. And then after I had cut it off, I still had, it was like a fade type of situation where I just cut it all the way down, but then over time, all of it just came out. So it was like skin like this. My head was like that. Did I answer that question fully?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your current cancer status now?
So I still have it, but it is, I don't know if the stages, like you're like, oh, you go back a stage or whatever, but I know that after my CT scans, everything is always continuously getting smaller, which is good. So I know that I am going to beat it. It will be entirely removed or gone. My doctor let me know that if at a point in time where I ever want to stop chemotherapy, that if it decides to grow back, that it will, or he has a shot that he'll be able to give to me to like kind of stop it, I guess. He said they don't want to remove it because of, I guess, the space and that it's at. But yeah, what was the question again?
Was your current status now?
Oh yeah, so I still have it, but we're getting rid of it for sure. Yeah. My grandmother, when she told me, when I told her that I had it, she was like, you know, this isn't just for you. I'm gonna cry saying this probably, because she was like, you know, this is just a journey that God picked you because you are the strongest amongst a lot of your family members and who could deal with this. He picked you to go through this process, through this journey, you know, and not just for yourself. And maybe there's something that you know, that yeah, you got to go through this to get out of whatever it is, or, you know, change your thought process or anything, you know, but just know that it's not for you, so it's not permanent, or, you know, something you got to deal with for the rest of your life. It's just a small little journey. And so like, that's one thing that I think about every time I have to go to chemotherapy. I'm like, I'm healing myself through so much that I've been through. And glad that I'm not glad, but like, yes, let's start here at 30 and not later on in my life, you know, because who knows how much I could take then with this affecting my body. But like right now, where I'm getting back to my healthiest and my strongest, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Because going from 141 and my weight keeps going up, my hair's growing back, it's a different texture. I love it, but I'm like, it's way different texture. And just like just opening myself up to just more, because it did scare me, especially with having 2 kids young, under the age of 15. I'm like, I'm not just fighting for myself, I'm fighting for them too, you know. And I was talking to the universe, God, I'm like, look, 95, okay, is where I'm like, all right, now we can move on. But I'm like, anything before that, I'm not accepting. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta push through this and fight this, because it's not just for me, it's for a lot more. Okay, we could call them obstacles. I would say when my hair did fall out and my eyebrows started to go after that, my eyelashes went after that, and you know, underarms, legs, all that. When it went, I was like, one of the things I don't want is for me to look like a cancer patient. I don't want anybody to be just recognized, oh yeah, like, because I'm like, that is still what people are like, oh, just own it, it's you and all that stuff. But I'm like, this is a totally different look for me. And so that was one of the things that I had to get through. I know that was a part of me going back into a little bit of depression. And I'm like, this is for me. This is not for the way that I deal with it is for me. It's not for anybody else. It's for me. So whatever either is not making me feel good or does make me feel good are the things that I'm going to pay attention to and take care of. So that was one of the biggest things, because it was new. Like, I've cut my hair short before, but just all bald and not my choice was one of the things that was really something that I struggled with at first. And then just losing weight too was it made me, it made a look like I was really skinny, and then though also I was just really tired all the time and felt very weak and was like a little bit weaker. So that was a big obstacle. And I used to live in an apartment where 3 stories, and so having to go up and down the stairs, I'm like, I can't do this all the time. So then it just confined me to being inside all the time and actually having to ask others to do more things for me. But that was a big obstacle. It's like my body is not performing the way that it was before or that it used to. And now I have to find a new route to get things done. So yeah, that was a big obstacle. And of course the medication was a part of that, affecting that part of our body, or my body, period. So yeah.
Okay, and for the last question, what is something positive that you would say to someone that is going through what you're going through?
Something positive I would say is just deal with it how you want to. Because I know a lot of people will, family members, friends, even just strangers of who you don't know will kind of put their opinions or tell you their opinions and think that that's how you should do it. So protect your energy, protect yourself, and deal with this journey how you want to. And embrace who you are and who you become or who you will become out of this. But yeah, protecting your energy is definitely a big one, and going through the journey how you want. I can't say that enough, because it's like people are like, no, you shouldn't do this, and then you're, in a way, you get into a thought processes where like, okay, yeah, however I do deal with this, some of it may affect other people, but I gotta do what's right for me. I'm gaining my weight back, my hair's come back, I'm stronger, I don't feel as tired, and so yeah, I'm like, this journey, it's been a good one. I have to say that. I have to say it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. So yeah.
Well, we are closing out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right.
Hello everyone, my name is Pierre. I am 26 years old. I am a cancer survivor of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So yeah, here's my story.
Okay, so when were you diagnosed and how did you find out?
I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin lymphoma my sophomore year of high school. So I was about 16 years old. It started off with a lump underneath like my chin. I'm thinking I'm just hitting puberty. I'm thinking it's like part of my Adam's apple, so I didn't really know what it was until my mom, she figured out. She looked at it. She was like, "Oh, that don't look right." So basically, yeah, that's how I found out. That's how I found out. it was just abnormal. So yeah. What was the next question?
What are some emotions you experienced when you first found out that you had this cancer?
I was going through hell and back. I was still in school, so I was trying to be just a regular student, still trying to keep my grades up, still trying to just maintain regular life, just being a regular guy. I was actively involved in a lot of sports at Franklin High School. So I was just going through a lot of mixed emotions, like, how am I going to beat this? Like, what type of, like, what's the longevity of this cancer? Like, what's the next process? Am I going to have to do chemotherapy, radiation therapy, a surgery? What's the next steps going to be? So I was just going through a lot of mixed emotions.
What did you tell yourself to get through it? And what did you tell yourself to keep you going?
I just told myself there's a lot more to it. I had a lot of family support, thank God. I knew that I wasn't gonna let this cancer get the best of me. I know I had a lot of life to live. I was still young, so I was like, I know I'm gonna beat this regardless. And like I said, the mainly thing is my family support, which is so big. But yeah, I just knew that there was light at the end of the tunnel, basically.
What is something positive you would tell someone who is still going through this type of cancer?
Just keep going. Like, don't let it get the best of you. I know you're gonna have days that you're gonna feel weak. You're gonna feel like you're mentally just not there. You want to give up. I just said just keep going. Just keep fighting as much as you can fight. Keep having your family supporting you. Just talk to anybody that you're feeling, whoever you're close to. Just pretty much just keep going. Like I said, it's easier said than done, but that's all I can really say. Like, just keep fighting as much as you can fight. It's not gonna be an easy, journey, but just find something that's gonna keep you motivating. Like, just keep fighting, basically.
How long have you been in remission for?
So I've been in remission for 10 straight years now. Right after I had my surgery done. That's how I figured out that it was lymphoma. I had a biopsy at first, and they sent it to like UW doctors, and a couple of weeks later they sent it back and gave me my results saying it was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I had a surgery done. Like 3 months later, I had other like little tests, CAT scans, PT scans, or CT scans, and PET scans and stuff like that. Yeah.
And did you have to go through any chemo or radiation treatment?
No, thank God I didn't have to go through any chemotherapy. I had long hair at the time for a lot of people that didn't know me, but I would have been crazy about my hair going, have to get my hair cut or whatever. But no, I just had to go through a large surgery. It was basically like a 4.5-hour surgery. As you can see, I don't know if you could probably zoom in right here, but it was a surgery right on my right side of my neck. And it was basically, they just removed enlarged lymph nodes that was affecting me, and that was cancerous. So it was just enlarged lymph nodes that they had to remove. It was a 4.5 surgery. I had to stay in the hospital for like 2 nights, and that's about it. And I just had to, after that was done, I had to keep going to the doctor regularly, like every month, every other month, until they kind of just, until it's like a continue just starting to shrink, basically.
And what message would you like to provide to women or men in the community on checking up on their health?
Please don't wait till the last minute. Don't let it, take your health seriously. Take your daily vitamins, your supplements. Like, don't let it, something call or something appear on your body for you to really go get a checkup. Like, go get your checkups yearly. Men and women, we are human at the end of the day. So it's like things can happen abnormal, to our bodies, so just regularly get checkups, like don't be afraid to go to the doctor. I feel like a lot of Black people, we be afraid to go to the doctors and stuff like that because we don't want to know what the outcome may be. So I just feel like, don't be afraid to, go check in with your primary care provider. You feel me? Just talk about your body. Be comfortable talking about your body, So I would just say, yeah, just make frequent doctor visits.
Well, thank you so much, Pierre, for doing this interview. You're going to probably touch a lot of people watching. Is there anything else you want to say?
Nah, just like I said, just keep fighting. If whoever's out there that's battling this cancer, you're not alone. A lot of people are going through this, the same thing as you. Reach out to whoever. You guys can reach out to me. I'll give Cece my information. She can put it on this blog. Just you're gonna have a testimony at the end of the day. So shed that light to whoever that's be willing to hear it.
Hi, I'm Miracle Copeland. I'm 34 years old.
Hi, I'm Fidelia Hill and I'm 43.
And our sister Tamiko Wingo had lymphoma cancer.
How would you describe your sister?
Outgoing, a family person.
Loyal, very bold, very brave, loud.
Loving and caring.
Is there a particular lesson that you learned from your sister?
Always keep it real with everything, with your life. She always say you live once and live it to the fullest.
What words would you describe her character?
Faithful, very honest, very kind, and warm-hearted for sure. She would
I
give
agree.
you everything, like a very selfless person.
Do you have a funny story about a time you guys spent together?
I have, let's see, anything.
There's a couple of them, but I guess I can share this one. We were at the casino, and my sister, I call her my little big sister. So we were at the casino, and the bartender said, "Oh, so which one is the oldest? You must be the oldest one." And she said, "Why I gotta be the oldest? It's because I'm the loudest one." And he goes, "Well, no, you look like you're older than." She was like, "Nah, I'm offended by that." So she always hated that part about it. I always thought it was funny because I am the oldest, and I'll take that. I'll look the youngest, but yeah.
That's funny. That's so true.
Yeah.
She always would do that. And it's funny because she would do that to her, but she's the quickest to be like, I'm the big sister to me. So it's pretty funny that she did that to you.
Mm-hmm.
How did your sister impact your life?
She was my go-to person. She was my sister, my best friend. I mean, we were sisters, so we shared a lot of everything, a lot of secrets, cooking, parenting, you know. She impacted my life tremendously, with everything I can say.
How did losing your sister affect you?
Broke my heart.
That was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Like I said, it was losing my sister, my best friend. So it took a toll, just not on us, but her mom, my nephew. It'll be a year next month that she left us. So, and as you can see, we're still not over it. But day by day.
If you knew she could drop by and visit tomorrow, what would your ideal day spent together look like?
Man, I think I'll be hugging her the whole time.
Cooking
We'll be cooking,
all day and singing.
singing. She always
Just
got
laugh.
some type of joke. She got to talk about something.
Playing dominoes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That.
But yeah, if it was the normal, that's what we would have been doing. We would have been at the house cooking, She had been asking my husband for her her sweet potato pie, no pumpkin pie. Yeah.
What do you miss most about her?
Her smile.
Her laugh. Her laugh would change any atmosphere. It would break all barriers. That laugh, it makes you want to be around her. It's contagious. I think that's the biggest thing I really miss about her.
Do you have any encouraging words to anyone who has lost someone to cancer?
From my experience, just day by day, remember the good times, and it's okay to cry, but try to remember those good moments, and cherish them because I do to the fullest. I cherish every moment, even with my life and my loved ones that I have now, because life is so short.
I say be silly, have fun. Don't take it don't take everything so serious, but be honest with yourself. Be honest with your family. Let them know when you're hurting, because even though she's gone, we breathed that heartache, that pain, the aftermath, because she's not in pain. You know what I mean? She's healthy, she's whole, she's in heaven. We're the ones that are going through stuff now. So just stay honest with yourself and reach out to others, because if you don't and you isolate, darkness, there's no place for darkness in your life, regardless what's going on.